God bless you. What do you say, man?
No kwamo mianka na awodi nipa pina ekwa tetimu pao amani pampempema wale agu odia sampa spiritual and herbal center awo wo mo yade se wo mbemu wanya basisi a yade bi tise stroke gonorrhea anabama waye mre e wampamu low sperm count wo mo wanu aduro tatahwe ene je sam se seba ne sunsumu nsama wo mo telete se ye sunsumu aware anasa yare bi ne yade amawo pampabone anabo ana wanya abai amane e court case wo betu charge osisi a enam omadwuma panti ni pampempem ene be fo bokofie ekoye sunsumu nyuma edemom se mosini ene enzimani akabom dia sunsumu niama asie betu obi aje wukunu anasa woyere awaresem adwuma sam akwantuom nsam ni nyina aya sumasem fabadan odia sampa spiritual and herbal center obehuyan of
New Koforidua ejoso ne konongo infinfin aye Ashanti region ehon ma number aye didi dwuma no aye 054 3304976 and I say 020 134 0421 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421
Odia Sampa Spiritual and Herbal Center yebediwa samama.
Alright, Abshama Mama Kwaba Odia Sampa TV. I am also for Odia Sampa ni. Twede apon abi kwan ni bi enu ye hwe ye hwen ye. Megidi se ohun eye. Saa nso na me so me ho eye. Abusha the last time na ye reaction efa na Kwame Bediako Koforidua a okoye no eho. The introduction ani ade a wo ye no eho reaction ye de bai. But a ban say asembisa ni mu a eno so nsempo ahodo bi ewo mu a mepese me no mienu ye befa ho adwen ni yetumi adwen anase ya dig deep akom ni enya ntiase bi ewo mu because ensem ayana no na Kwame Bediako kan de wi ameka se imudo enti eyedin ema yenuan binum se ombeti ase enti se yeyina yenya adaje ne ye ba mu se ya amasa wo so o ka ho asam a kire obi a watumi edi bi aka ho ahyehye ama ensam no aye entiase edi ama nipa no nti se na be ya mencha ho no yenko ne yenko to reaction so ba ansa na be ko mesro se ne de di kan wa shi Odia Sampa TV a subscribe to channel no share na like it invite afoforo no meka busuako no se na be ya drop video foforo bi a onsa beka bi afi free so we kire wa adwen e wo comment section no ase ho oya bema o mema sam enkoyi oba awo ho dawe ne eka how afi stroke asthma diabetes say fibroid hepatitis B na hawa yare no do so meka sam bobodin a adaje beboye wo dia abaye so de fa number na egu ase ho no 054 330 4976 obi a wa frame bia enim mi wodasani bia ho adaje enfa no problem enfa no wadwen kire a wo pese ode mame menya ho adaje ama no matie wo yebe nko yebe fa so aboa ye ho ama enije aba ye nto aye reaction so but don't forget reaction we questions no yebe take ni tutu na ya reality to the first man MP or recommended na Kwame Bediako na MP anasa ono so ebe pre MP na Kwame Bediako emaye no to ono no hu ne say oye president dada nti no order request na edit to nanim yanko enko tie reaction embra onya akonya tnaso a ne ayen yufa na emrate ne babawa akasa onyama wono onye make say you akofa ne crofo bi a omo mo chi omo ma ne sources but sabia no adoka ho bi na Ghana ya ho kire le to so bi enu hwe yen Ghana for 46 papers for ni adi ajo omo ye nyina no omo de bo Ghana man na so eniama omo kofa fi amano ne ba Ghana ha no ebo a to omo so no eso sika na omo kofa eniama no anyway me di Togo eya fanto ho Togo port no omo ho no sika omo chi ya kakire aso ta bia Togo fo ede omo to yesu ekuta port ba mi ensa e wo Ghana ha o be ba o ko to ka be so o to ka 1000 Ghana cedis
Uba kwa mahabo ya si 3,000 Ghana cedis. I'm one Ghana. And it's a way. That's also by one Ghana. Yet the idea about one Ghana no credit. Now what is here? You say you make almost here. Ọmọ yẹn nyinaa ni yẹn kyekyere ọmọ no but mu nyɛ ɔba no mu nyɛ baabi gyina n'afɛ bɔngala afɛ bɔfo ba wɔte ka sɛ ɛdi mu kyɛn kura no yɛtumi mɛn mo sɛsɛ sɛ bi gyina ho aso nyame yɛ adumɛ nyɛ kɔmɛ sɛsɛ abe bɛyɛ
Okay, thank you. I will take my time and answer. And so I would like to answer. Me person me answer. Papa ya obisa 3 questions. I was say politicians or man what there. Now omunya akonya we are no man why no. Osan ka sem bi say sisi a ugina me nkyɛn. Na sɛ wɔkyena bi no menya akonya ne so tena. Me ba o musi gina nkyɛn. Pa mo cho. Mon kan kyerɛ papa ne sɛ min di president kura no. Bodyguards di mechi. Police for di mechi. Edom di mechi. And so men sani kwa mu. Na me pese wo hu sɛ sa politicians na wɔka mo ho asɛm no. I am not one. I am a leader. I am a risen leader. Na me pese papa yin so me pese me ka kyerɛ ne sɛ politicians na wo hu omo no. Na omo bibi di dada na. Na omo sisi omo ndan bi dada na. Na omo atoto omo cars bi awie dada na. Na America for any Europeans for hwehwɛ omo na. Na enti ade a papa yi kan metina se pa ba ade a me pese obi anso hu ne sɛ woni nda hɔ. Because who difference no. So who difference na? Obeti ase se. Akora bi anyame ahira na wonya ne sika wie no. Anka metimi akotena Miami ni bi adi sika ni bi atri boat ni bi no. Anka metimi akotena Dubai. Aye me sika akɔhyehyɛ hɔ sɛ Ghana ne amoyɛ nyina no mesrɛ mo we de mini time. Na me jesse kan sɛm no ato nkyɛn. Me jai enjuma nsɛm no ato nkyɛn. Na ma sorry sɛ ade a yenye ne ye no me ba be kora no. This is the leadership you should be looking for. That is the decision you need to take that you're not taking right. Entina make sure here with our conversation, no, make us say decision is important. Because how can we decide to choose a president or a minister who is coming to build house for us, a minister for works and housing? Na ebia asase kora won to bi da na wakase obesi fiesi so. Ukofa president na wono ankasa no onye ni business bi da. Onim sika save na onim sika kora. Now the 100 billion, the 33 million people are sharing sa. Say no one say yeshikosa. You be happy be omefa favors. Na family ebia na yiri ma menua nti the way me kunu papa ba onso gi we me offer se enso na girlfriend onso gi we na ye checheko sa na mo 33 million aka no mugu ho na mo twen. Eno na make us money nda ho. We should not choose politicians like that to lead us and then after we turn around to complain. Who is the government? The government is us. We are the one that make the government become a government. Without us deciding that the government should come to power, there will be no government. And today I am here to tell the youth of this modern Ghana that your power is not measured. You are entitled to put any leader in a position and you will be entitled to bring that leader down. That is your power. You should not exchange it for anything. Enti, me papa na obisa me question no. I hope you're in there somewhere. And I hope you can hear me. That I am not a politician. I am a risen leader. And you will witness the history of this modern new Ghana. New generation. New leadership. New everything from the new force. We will use force to change everything with the forces of the universe. And we will not forgo our people or our country. Now, I'm not here to tell you any promises. I have an aim. And I have a purpose. And as you've already witnessed, since I was 20 years old, and I said that I'm going to triple and quadruple and multiply my millions. My mind has been there, and I've proved to you already. Go on the internet, Google me now, and ask the computer, who is this guy? You can choose not to give me the country, but you can trust and be rest assured that in 10 years, you might Google who owns Ghana. I would have bought it. Because I've given you the chance that let's own it together. If you refuse, you can do anything. I will go behind. I will work so hard, and I will come and buy it because me will be in Chamisika mame. Switzerland. If I'm your leader, I will not a white man print your money for you before you eat. I don't know if you come there. Because you're trying to be a manager scabra and Sunny Didi. Now uko broni kroma u bet me twa ni sika koma no ukra gold nya ode ano uni right abet sika ne dia koma no enso no nya right so the twa sika ma na ono ankasa so na o support sa politicians ya omo de mo nam kwan we su u fi se menim so mo no mo gina omo chi. It's because of their interest that they have in your country. Recently we've had about 120,000 kids youth travel this year. Omo kwa abrochire omo si omo hospitals awie omo si omo banks awie omo si omo universities awie omo si omo parliament omo wo a good democratic system. Omo hia mo anfiro bia ho na afi nka nipa no nkomo fo makwa yeden because we hu omo so mfaso wa be fa omo o kire wo say nipa no so wo mfaso because wo de bibia enso nipa no hia omo enti se wo ye wo nipa wo Ghana ha ni ntimi nya hwe mo omo ni ntimi fo omo nya hwe a obi ba be fa omo. And that is what is happening. That is what is happening. Thank you, please.
Ti abushia ye hwa independent candidate no ne ehia de enana o ka kire na Kwame Bediako wo me say na Kwame Bediako ankasa no energy na e wo ne ho ankasa enti dodo na akra na efra no ye kan say president dada and o de ye guso na obete ensem bi a o kan wom and me de there's no doubt me ne ya adwen because say timamfo ne ya adwen say yes sande ya then the right hand must be done. Na eba ne se papa ne de na eno so ena na Kwame Bediako yi na no say enra video no na me ka sure say ye wo different anase ensonsone e wo obi a oye amanwonsem mu ene ye wo ensonsone e wo obi a oye ye kan say oye leader ankasa enti ono de onye na adwen se obedada obi enti na da bi o ka se enye se obema oska sako nakoto aba fama no nemom obae sa obeka sho se ye yina ye nka ye homom ne yesesa ye man nye ye cause owoni bbd ye yina ye di hu adanse ye sa mo so le amoso o ye scam o so ye dey se scam kra na still owoni bbia odi ko betumi akotena baabi ye mpanyinfo omo ba no mbesesa ye sika ne omtumedi ya ne se omokọ Dubai nwan ni akoto edan akese ya ahemfo ibi mokra ne omo ye no ni kurom aye basa efi poto no atisika no akoto dan wa manone sa ase ho no free anka sesika so no de koto dan no obetumi e de asiesie ni kuronim amana ba ye krabewe me say omo cars a omo yusu no eye XUV o de gogo sa cars no na hwe price no etumi bie campaign mienu e wo Ghana ha eno ma ton bebre na omo ba obehu na omo saso wa na say ye kan mo se da bi ono de ono no abra ni sika no wanya o oni political background biara ono ose media manya misika awie me pese mo nso mabunu no minim se mekuta konya na metumi ama adwuma abam na ebeboa ama mo nso anase ebenya adefo bebre e wo man ni mu a ye maburi ya yesi buee ehene ha na yetoma na Kwame Bediako a ye lusu hwe because already na MPP NDC yeguso to abama omo a lusu an yekoso elusu ebi ene ebisa ne se oso oteso ne obeya ade no onye ne sisi a ne oka ne se so ya onya bi emfa ma ne manifesto abusha yento ankomo ne so.
I love it when you said the youth because from our childhood we were taught knowledge and knowledge no much ama even though we are not 18 years, some of us are not 18 years, but he has a zeal to work. Now we now online work be there. Now see to now PayPal account. The PayPal account we check in that Gambia has access to PayPal account. Hey Ghana, let's check Gambia. Okay, good. What can we see on that bank account? And he's not even 18 years. Why is it what happened? Come listen, baby, almost 90% of the boys are still big snake, but these are cool. That they're paying. We saw our parents were suffering and they wanted to help them. at our age. It's like the constitution, it's like the government, it's like the world is putting a limit on our age. Because many are still, many are there, but what I'm saying is 80. And again, you're telling me to send me that PayPal. And I was shocked. Gambia. Gambia compared to Ghana. 30% land of Ghana.
And the people are just less than 10%. Gambia is 2 million people.
They have access to PayPal account. And here I here. How are you going to do it? How are you going to help us with our 40% is very important, and 2, with our PayPal and bank account.
My name is Kwame Bediako, and I'm the public relations officer for the sales and marketing sector. Please ask some questions to ask.
No, one question is fine. One question. And please make it a question, not an essay, please.
Oh, it's not a question. Yeah. The question is, what is your ego drive of becoming the president of the country?
Thank you. Please. I would need my sorry for keeping you waiting. No, yeah, sorry. Difficult. Our country is very difficult. The mothers are like this, the fathers are like this, the people are like this. Can we get some silence in the room, please? I'm sure that that woman was very patient, and I was watching her. There were 4 young people in front of her, but no one looked behind to see that maybe our mother first. That everybody wanted to talk about their problems, but they forgot that there were 5 men or 5 boys and 1 woman. Let this be a lesson that as young people, and as much as we are screaming the youth, we should look at our mothers. They are struggling. They are suffering for us. They say about time and babedi. Mama mu remfi. Mama mu remfi. Because na me hwemo. Obi a nhwe na chi. Obi a hwe na nim. But your past is supposed to be your teacher. Your present is supposed to be your gift. But your future is supposed to be the gift and the teacher that has taught you about experience. That will lead you to your future. It shapes our future. All right, let me go to this young man. The young man, I say PayPal, your account. Or say, I just want 18 and send your account. Now, some young man, there is centralization and decentralization. Right. Centralization, no. The current government system, to say central bank, central headquarters, parliament, BBR was central. And see, omo control BBR. To say conditions, no. It's a 18 and send our account. It's a say account and so. A central bank no and the licenses and sign what timenya account no. Decentralization a computer life technology. And no there could be a Facebook account. Who here so mommy and now papa ebe catch you say yes and sign a web. And once we be a Facebook account. Who could be an Instagram account. Upe wa Gmail. Obi a timenya ni TV. A computer so. No your friends say YouTube or no personal television. And no and the life of decentralization. Now see I make us say the world and Penny4, they are fighting against the decentralization. Because centralization life, is the only life they know, and they don't want to give in. But decentralization, so akrabia say umbi account computer so and I say onko a daimu nunko be account choose computer no. I don't blame them. I don't need the war. ɛno nso na answer wɔn sɛ wopɛ sɛ ohu nyankopɔn sisi a ɔnkɔ asɔre nkɔ bisa pastor ne sɛ who is God obisi agogo no wakɔ bisa no computer no na yɛ ne nyame ɔno ara na kyerɛ ne bibia nti sɛ nkora wɔn wɔ wiase abɛdɔɔso na sɛ tebia wɔn wɔ mu ni na sɛ yɛ leaders ɛmpɛ sɛ wɔn bɛ accept sɛ technology ɛna de yɛbɛkɔ yɛ nim ɛne na wɔn yɛ aborɔ nti my leadership I really consider technology as industrialization. I will give you an example. FIFA, say FIFA. FIFA, when you football association, FIFA is a media company. Yes. FIFA has industrial technology to broadcast one football match to 4 billion people. What is that? It's media. And that's what has made them powerful. His secret tool is what? Technology and industrialization. That is what I'm preaching to all of you about. Until we bet him, sorry, watching Ghana. Now, the technology and industrialization, he's worth $21 billion. Because then, the billboard back nipa 1,000 ombehu. Sa billboard na nkasa the bad social media sisi nipa 1 million ombehu. Until the old ways, enye adwuma biem to say the new ways. Na mpanyifo no nso empese omo bema enkura ne kwan. Na oma kyerɛ ewiase ade ɛwɔ ɔma dwenem. Wo hwɛ America, ɔmo yɛ nyina no bebre hyɛ ase efiti ɔmo nkura brem. Nia Facebook yɛ ne dia, nia Instagram yɛ ne dia. Ɔhyɛ ase ne odi 20 something. Ɛna okodi 40. Ontimi nkan ne sika. Nti ɛyɛ nkura na yɛ wɔ ha na ebia aban ne yɛ maame mu ne yɛ papa mu astop yɛn from ne ɛbɛyɛ sɛ me dem na me yɛ sɔfo nti ɛsɛ nso yɛ sɔfo. Ana sɛ me yɛ lawyer nti ɛsɛ nso yɛ lawyer. Ana bibia na ɔmo de yɛ kɔ that kind of way. Yɛn nso yɛntimi nkasa because yɛni obia ɔhɔ ma yɛn. Today I want to tell you that you have a unifier. Someone that stands between you and the elders of this country. Someone that understands your problem better than the elders. Someone that can compromise with the elders of this country and negotiate on your behalf. So your destiny will be prevailed. Thank you. Now, the next person question. Now, Mebao, now I more baby say, what is my ego drive to be a president? Now, as long as I'm more 5. Mbamcho 5 years, no more na ye we are na say betima Bediako ho. We will come to that. Now, what is my ego drive to be a president? Who said I just want to be a president? No, it's the stop. It's just one stop along the way. If you were to ask me, what is my destiny? What is my vision? Where do I want to be? I want to become an emperor of the continent. I want to be historically remembered. A legacy, a leadership that has never happened on this continent. I'm aligned with thinkers like David. Like King Solomon was my mentor when I was growing up. I love this man because he feeds 2,000 people every night. And he know that. Let's go more. But I still like him. he's my one of my greatest mentor. And I think, say, Africa at some point will need one voice. At some point, Africa will need one currency. At some point, Africa will need one leadership. Just like how the sheikhs of the Emirates have started a revolutionary development amongst themselves. It doesn't mean that there are no other leaders. They still have leaders. But there's one of them that started something that has sparked a revolution amongst all of them in the continent. And I think it all started with Sheikh Ahmadou. He learned from a guy called Lee Kuan Yew, the ex-president of Singapore. Singapore BM. Omani ye kro. Ano suya free ni ho. Ano no suya Dubai. Oye nyina follow up no mo ye bi. Nti ene wo hwe Arabs fo a omo wo skapa. Wo ye Ronaldo, wo ye Messi, wo di agra, ombetom. Nya me chon what ya say? Omo tro bibi o. Omo say, omo ntoni pa keke o. Omo top stars. The most expensive stars, they command them. Dan ye BCC so omo si. Ship and them wiem. Nya ope bia omo beto. Because they've come together. They have created wealth among themselves. They have their own pipelines. They distribute their own power. They have energy city, and the whole world wants to go to their world. Let's clap for them because that's the kind of leadership that I'm going. That's what I want. But now, go catch himself a train way. Never see her. Udru hona si from ne pie. Anya bia mo behume say 6 years. And I met me. Edia fix it and soon so be industrial platforms. Be factories. I don't mind. The next person can come. I'll be the first one that steps down for someone who is more vigorous, more resilient to continue. Because me jina me hwe wani a ade a me hu wani mu no che say you're ready. You want to do something. And when your time comes, we will give you the chair also to continue from there. Because akonya na yete so no yen transfer forever. Until you transfer kakra na otimi ye ne obetimi ayabo a obi wo honso are ready. So my ego for being a president is just a transport to make sure that when I change my nation, when I add value to the society, then you will let me go after and clap for me so I can continue and become something bigger than just being a president. Thank you. Thank you. And before I go into these questions, I want to say something for the old woman that came here. And she really touched my heart. I think my wife was crying. And when I cry, my tears don't drop. It's my heart that bleeds. But I'll tell you why. Because I've gone past feeling any pain. You might see me as a young, successful man, but I've really been through the kind of pain that if God brought that upon you, maybe you'll probably jump from a cliff. Enti, adie sheshe. Me bo so sheddo. And sheme emani pain, but my heart bleeds for you. I feel your pain, and I know your problem. Enti, mame, ekwan bia so amefa so. Ama oba, eba, debi, edua kro na entimi amfifi abapa ne no. Ama wahu se wamba hakwa na mate se wagina SIC animu for 14-15 years. Aye adwuma de ahwe oma. Oma ntimi amehwe. This is one of the biggest problem in the country. It's not fair. Say aban ebeka say your educational system wo ha. Your degree kra na okro sitogo a. Obi ehu degree no value bi. Ghana happiness say ye adwuma. And so degree no nya giwi a yes adwuma ni ho. Enti minim say yes scam say ye den o. Because nkrofo wo ha ebu nko school da de bia me de madam for be example despite. And so hwe ono ene say mind bebre ye hwe no style oye efie nyansa watimi de nya sika ono kra no ene president to ne say didi a mo pese otena ho. Enti school no hia but efie nyansa ne hia mo. Ese say nyina yetimi ejina ye na so ene decision make us ese take by the end of this year. Enya me hyebre ntia. Ye nyina ye hyebre ese say ese san ma no. Nye sesa loss bia ndim waye ma me no. Ente sa enya me ma me o ha ipa osu ene osu. Ma me fo bebre su. Ebi o ha omfo musu nkyerɛ. Obeba no na wasu apepa na ni awie. Ni ase awie. But no wasu pa because abrabo no edi atia no. And I am any indication for bia omo no ma bia o ma hyehye nti for their own interest. And I affect to bia. Nti mesrɛ mo ene mo bia kofia mo ka ma me. Na mo bompa ya mo bi ma no. Sɛ Nyankopɔn ma na ni gye. Nyankopɔn emma ne na koma so ade a opɛ no. O ma ni nya na ni gye mbra ne mu. Amen. Ndamase. Pamcho. No ma e fo ni bisa.
Obusien. Me cry my speechless because like Nana Kwame Bediako kasa won tumi ankasa di akiri Nana Kwame Bediako kasa tumi edi akiri but adinti na Ghana for yenti yenua be mai ase hwe oba ko ne nam hwe mame asem obekaye etache na koma krama o share tears and in sama working na ya sama badwuma biare me say nti da bia me kan o me say obi o follow Nana Kwame Bediako no tena sama se bia eye badwuma nti me platform nkofo edi machi omo efra me ina so biti o masama e ma me ankasa me feel proud say I've built wise people because omo frɛ kra na wan kasa kra no djuma wudie no kra nhye omo hye on say yes these people are wise because sabi o wagimi a untumi emfollow Nana Kwame Bediako unni ani so ade hunu a untumi emfollow no enti obi bia obo Nana Kwame Bediako hu dawro bia genuinely or you're wiser. My follow other people to say article studios brabako mat bisa those people me follow na me show mo kasa any idea they are wise and omo kasa kra hote other platforms omo bodde road ma MPP NDC obi ti say Kevin Taylor odaho atemdidie aboa kwasea wei yamfanya like bibi papa bi amfiri mu emma wohwe obi te say this guy me referee omudin atem didi nkoa but obi odi na Kwame Bediako achi bia no ne message preaching we na nkoyie nti yamfa we ntoa and nipa na nkasa na yedi na chi the same thing on criticize obi or try say obema the message from nakumam no ma hu say wan kasa so kra na okasa kire no bibipa bi wo mu a ebetumi apie ba je say wunya ade ebetumi aspark no into or try say obespark me say day in and day out na Kwame Bediako motivate me enti na ma me pe na reaction da bia so me pesa me ye video fa na ho because more na me hwe ni video more na my ideas more na kire me say no me ankasa no bibipa bi wo me mu a it's not late enye enka kire ema me inti I think say there be ameka say ye follow na Kwame Bediako a ema ye mfa yakoma ofa wakoma be so open na sama to the stand say o ka bibi kra na nya no kwan so a obeji atum but so what the adwen we ne the most powerful tool most powerful even spiritualist bia ni one my chin adwen e da wotrim if so wotumi activate no kwa won inti na Kwame Bediako nsama wo ka no si yetie na ye digest no wo adwen ni mu a in fact ehye wo nkuna ekenya wo eno na day in day out me nyo obi a like public ubohu se me kasa even kwate se na me hye ne t-shirt den mam anka be den pa so ubohu se me hye political party bi atale den na mabonten but na Kwame Bediako se man kasa motivate me say no I have to speak to my people minu anoma sebi o atwen no adana still omudi NPP achi still omudi NDC achi na Kwame Bediako message me introduce you to them now mo so beti ase ni to me sesa ya man no because Ghana where those o mo ka say ye your man ya to so 8 year and 8 ye IQ wo form all right but say Uma nipa no the right message a we say spark the black mentality na men ka the negative black mentality no the black mentality na your ancestors no ewo no spark na ancestral mentality no so ba utum say yes there is greatness in these black people nisi me won kofo bi wo hono ma na ohun omo you think say these people are dumb but say omunya the right education na so omo to me digest no na say omu pulling out the ancestral mentality, the ancestral spirit you can say spirit na wo mumu na then you get to know say your brother is a great person but because the system na nkasa o manipulate system no and inkofobi the message be the gu adwenu na akonka those great mentality those black great mentality no into day in and day out yantia say and try say yebetie na Kwame Bediako yen try say yebetie something about our black history where true na Kwame Bediako na behu say we have someone who is greater than even King Solomon and na Kwame Bediako ankasa born din which is Mansa Musa yen who research na hwe you get to know that this man is a great man and no enya Bible mu de ni bio the history is there and if so person who trace na ko hu a you get to know it vividly inti amame ankasa motivate me say no even I have to try my best feeding people with that strength me bio but me try say me feeding kofo and no encourage me inti as at my age ubehwe kofo kra wo me nchen a it's marvelous through that ni na ye some motivational message may gather from these people especially with na Kwame Bediako inti ye nyina ye try say e benya some message no say na be ya be kasa one no ye try reaction on this.
There's a question I said, within the job, I wanted to be a lecturer at this university. Okay. I'm living in England and currently I live in Canada. Now, it's our question, or thoughts, I say, in that time, I'm very strong. Because this is another issue. I have to the business. Actually, the question is here too. One, when you can't come up with a simple but with your education, your plan for education, especially with the private university. Maybe I will program in a private university. And then I've realized that almost travel. The local government investing now, because of more clarity, whatever they get, whatever they want, they get. But about private investors now, that's a big struggle. Okay, we do technology, we share IT. Here's the case we are teaching students who don't have access to computers. That possibility that when you are given the chance, you will look into that thing. This university, for instance, has a big land. Is there also that possibility that you collaborate so that they can expand to employ more people in Koforidua? Koforidua is just close to Accra. If there's any investment coming here, I believe we would get the support from other, people just say that would do. That is the education. Now, I'm also into health, because that's one of my areas. I realize as I go around to visit hospitals, there's a high need for infrastructure. And not only that, to train the staff. We are doing it. How's your plan for healthcare? And as are you training, they are, as you said, they are all moving away. They are all traveling. Because one, our salary shot. Are you also having that plan to boost the salary so that we can keep them? Thank
you very much. Let me answer the question because I'm answer. Now, I'm sure I say with the first one, no ports. Now, ports tariffs, I did back what? Any of the cry, my muha, importation. Anything I see industrialization. Because you see a reverse situation, no. What should I want? Obia kofa noma, no kofa free China, no kofa free Singapore, kofa free Krokro for Froso, no diaba. O the banswa government no ono ho no nya wa omia no no so o dia hwe trim 50% no age usika oje usika we are now so wakoton product no times 5 and times 10 na oton no we are oje obi asika na wasa pege sika no o dia koma sika wura no oni Ghana or China na say or wo Krofo froso nti wo behwe no na obi te ebia China or manufacturer obi so te ebia Korea ono so or manufacturer. Na yesika nyina e wo economy nyina no yasesa e dia koma nkrofo we ye ba na ye beton ade na na yasansesa na ye dia koma omo adekora ukoto no e bia aluminium panels ono no obefa wo bauxite e na turn it into alumini e na turn it into aluminium and sana ukoto. This is the value of industrialization. It will stop all of this. Bibia ye ka nyina ne port and na duty na wan kasa who produces anoma na ukofa na taxes asem ni hobiem. And perform moment na beto free wo enti wona wa bedane sa Chinese nina na oji usika no wona afa de uji Nigeria for sika uji Krokro for different raw material na ya wo dia ayo chapade nyankopon na dia ma wo enti ye den na wo san akotwa ho koto free obi nsam enne Ghana koko China for abeba koko no e de course afa de omo no mudua koko ena omo wo ye koko no mpa ne enti se udua koko na ena ewu a aba no emfifi biem untimi ndua biem enche bia obi a ye se ye number 1 as a number 2 cocoa producers enche bia na eni cocoa biem obi afa wo chapade no e na ode si glass im e na o clone e na o ton clone cocoa na ma ade ya wo dia gold ni ya wo dia o obi abe hohoro okrom e na wafa gold no e na wo ton dia dollars e na dollars no wo twa bia ma o series im e na gold na nkasa no eno na ye the value of the currency. Enti wo the gold no strengthen the dollar no na wo gina ho pa na chew se me per dollar Jimmy gold wanwa juju ana medium entiase. So this is why the port has these issues, because say I sort out industrialization papa ya some be complaining about tariffs we ye den ye becho because you share industrialization as here wo krom ha cars nyina ye be ye electric cars no ma bebre be ye oban so bi wo Koforidua kra no ba be ye ono ane car Ghana Nigeria fo nyina beto South Africa fo nyina beto because say yenim dade fabricate yenim engine build yenim no ma bi aye say esu ansa no adwuma eye ansa no adwuma eye industrial enye ansa no adwuma ye di botry anase di yitri ansa no adwuma eye skills that ultimately di dan cocoa to different things, to cocoa butter, to cocoa powder, to chocolate, to this, to that. God no what be normal bebre, o titanium, o gas, what be energy. Na what me electricity. Na dum so no. One na eba be so amount. Aye wan kasa na wa gas, wan use. So this is the problem. Now may answer our second question about education. Now me answer kakra earlier on. Education na ye o krom I say. Me ba ade me nu and na me pese me de ba be school. Ba ko ye thinking subject. Because let me say you thinking. Ghana yen dwene yen pese ye be dwene. Say you dwene na ye tie ya anase bibi. Enti ye dwene for ochena pe. yɛdwene ne ebedi na na wɔkyena yɛndwene hwɛ yɛchimpo enti mepɛ me thinking subject eba abɛhwɛ school nim sɛ ɛnyɛ Christopher Columbus pɛ na ɛsɛ sɛ mutua ɔmo ho adeɛ abrɔkyefo asɛm na yɛntwa so na afɛ deɛ Ghana man no hyɛ aseɛ sɛ akorakora no wɔhyɛ aseɛ sɛ wɔdwene because ɛdwene ehu hia nyankopɔn andwene kora nka wɔmmɔ enti we have to think, we have to be thinkatives, not talkatives. Yakasa change sɛ ne yɛdwene ɛsɛ sɛ yɛdwene more na yɛma kasa ne nyɛ less noise, more thinking. Enti normal wobɛdane dane ama na bɛyɛ bibi no one na wobɛhu sɛ ne sɛ ɛyɛ no na yɛkora no. That is one. Two, why should everybody educate themselves for 21 years so they can go and get a job? What happened to becoming a businessman? What happened to becoming an entrepreneur? What happened to become an industrialist? What is happening here? Why can't we be a government? Why did somebody left Koforidua to go to America to go and study political science, come back and became our minister without any global or local skills? Omo yeden geography ne subject 21 subject after 21 years no mo kai ne emotion kra. So that is the kind of education. That is the kind of education. That is the kind of education we have to give for our children. We have to let them learn about our resources and our minerals. So they are educated about what we have inherited, what belongs to us, and let them turn it around. Okay? Now the health. When you don't industrialize your country and you want to build hospitals, what you're going to experience, I am going to demonstrate it for you. You're going to have 1,000 people who will come to the hospital in 1 hour, one go. 989 of them cannot pay. So the hospital, either so behuni pamobo, na hospital no, ebegu. And I say, obeka say your hospital is a judgment. Which one do you want? The two all is not good for us. The problem is that if you don't industrialize your country, so the average person can have a job, so they can have a middle income salary. How can they afford to cure themselves when they're sick? When you're giving somebody 2,000 cedis and it costs 1,500 to fill their petrol tank, but that person has one wife and 4 kids, he has to pay their school fees, he has to pay the water bill, he has to pay electricity bill. All these bills does not know a Ghanaian and say, the same for everybody. So what is this? We are torturing our people. And Yabeka say, NCC hospitals, say you need industrial platforms. And we want to go for these things. It's going to be very difficult. In the white man's world, his development is integrated. When I say integration, say a low-income house in our factory in 2 kilometers, hospital, mat, the whole place is integrated. Into mat area for 20 years. Nejuma for 20 years, only Lucia Jumano. Because in your shop, a factory so it's mikwa for 50 years. Machine uswa, it's susa 24 hours for 50 years. On any energy. I just want to know. One dumuna a juma. Until say your chrome say the regions, yentimi see hospitals, yentimi your roads, yentimi educate people. The problem is that we are refusing to industrialize ourselves so we can create wealth and create jobs and make ourselves become a middle income country. That is any successful country in the world. That is how it's built. Thank you very much.
My name is James Kwesi. I'm a student in the Benin. I have a question. I personally seem to believe in the vision and then the strategic direction of the new force. And then from where I sit, I'm also looking at it this way. You make us understand that direction that you want us to go. Maybe individually or collectively, some of us here may have some sort of network that can support the cause of the new force, that agenda that we want to achieve. Because if eventually it's not achieved, maybe when the answer rightly said, you might go back there, come back, and then come and buy all of us, including the country. I do not want that to happen. So if personally, I'm speaking for myself, I am here today, and then I get to understand this, and I have a way I can support the movement. What is the way forward?
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Yeah.
Actually, from Daniel, that's a businessman. Many are we start to follow Kwame Bediako for for a long time. Opportunity I get because when we say we fight for the youth, but on person you say, okay, someone can miss out the thinking with the back. Now, over then I am youth now. they will be very creative, innovative. They inventing them, I share them. But the office be a what I have invented a day with Niska, but when that's what said that I will meet my electric car and I can't crash again. It's kind of what do I have party member and we'll be in white.
So I can answer the question. Thank you very much. Please, I would answer the two questions. The first one was about what can you do to help? A lot. First of all, join the movement, and it costs you nothing. It's 0%. You just go online, your name, and you're there. You're part of us. Secondly, preach the message, educate the people. You see, I'm not asking for your vote as others would. I'm asking for your moral support. I'm asking that if you believe in the vision, then how can you share it? Maybe the lady that came here might not have heard of New Force, but you will be the one that will help her to understand, to educate. So every moral support counts, okay? Thank you very much, and I'm sure my team is already in touch with you. There are people who are coming with ideas, things to help, everything. It's all appreciated. But we would, after this, we will start our donation. We want to raise money from Ghanaians. I want Ghanaians to be the ones that have helped for the campaign and to put us in power as New Force. Because I want you to be part of the investment. So your commitment would become the determination for you, not to lose, but to support till we win. And when I win, you win. Therefore, if you have invested in me, I will owe you. So that is the strategy. All of this is coming. The second person was asking about what do I have for the youth when I come with great ideas. Yes, apart from the industrialization that will create jobs for the youth, I also have a strategy which is a capital seed to support all startup ideas from the youth sector. I will put some sort of capital, that same capital that the government is using to pay judgment debt. If you break $2 million down, it's 28 million Ghana. It can start business for 10,000 kids in this country. That out of that business, in just 4 years, some of the businesses will become more than the 2 million that started them off. Why would you not do this for your people? So I have that agenda. I have even bigger plans. My plans need to be what I mean to say. Because yeah.
How are you? If you are working out, it's going to help the youth and the country as a whole. So what part of the country now?
Let me answer the question first. Or say, if I'm wealthy, then why not help Ghana rather than becoming a president? You see, the mentality of this country is very poor and is very bad. And I'm not saying that she has a poor mentality, but she has adopted the mentality that she thinks that once you're rich, you should share your money. Debio, Obienwa Osika, Okoche, Nango Osikano, Sikano Unya, Yencho, Yakra, Okra Sikano, now be a baby mama, no what Triani be. No, no, why baby mama, no what Triani be. Such an Nasa Sikano Namakase, Mikro Hiamunti, Mary Scano Bremuna, Obiena, Pepe, and a minimum 1 week time, maybe here, because you've got this Sikano. So that's the answer for you, my dear. Don't look at someone that will come and use their money to convince you. I think as a nation, we're getting used to that. No, I bet that I Nako Yese, the way Nako Yese. Why wouldn't him say at the cry this came Maui? Ususunia say Efatoa and fat. And so watch it. And Timumi and Jai Sardino, now Yen Shesikape, Yen Shesikakra. Now Yetimi in Abbey, I'm a minor, I, Madamase.
Question Ghana, Amano. They come 4 years. So, Unya Aquania, no, for second term. You were saying to yourself, 4 years now. Is it enough for Ghanaians? That is my question.
To have a change. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Nana, 4 years and also. But 4 years can make a change. I the current make a son and say, so what can say we see down back? A bit may take you 4 years. So okay, say we see 900 at the same time. A bit might take you 3 years. And see, how are we sumreno? Na me am susu when we say, and conform be demand 2 years. A boom be to amana, so be see dine so emma. A be musu be say, almost say, yea, emma. Because on ye bida until we know how to measure the time with investment. Adia me investment and development. And I only don't invest on the land. I also invest in human beings. and I also develop human beings. I've seen human grown, and I've seen buildings grow, and I can see roads being expanded, and I can see waters connecting, and new communities coming up. So the vision can bring you speed, and what we need is God's speed. So 4 years, somebody would try to use 2 years to go and follow debts and problems and who took money for this country and this, and then they use the other 2 years to try and campaign again. So they don't develop the people and they don't develop the country. For me, with 4 years, if my vision, my mission is to develop the people and to develop the country, I will start with a master plan that is a city sitescape in regions, and I will do all of them simultaneously. Multitasking. So I have just used only 12 days to travel 11 regions. 12 days. And I've done so much research and I've reached already hundreds of thousands of people. If you add the social media and the media to it, it's millions of people. So you see, 12 days can do a lot. But it's how you see time, how you measure it, and how you push it. So definitely, I have 4 years, but I'm sure even the country will say, listen, my friend, give him 12 years. Give him the country. Because by 4 years, what you're going to see, even if I'm just a kingmaker and I negotiate with the government, in 4 years, I will still prove to the government that with all the government and the country together, I know how to make money than all of them. I will do it. And I will prove it to them. That, you see, making money is hard thinking. It's not hard working. The people who are working hard the most, they're masons, they're farmers, all of these people, but they're not the ones who are selling the chocolates to the masses. So it's the one who are thinking hard that turn the cocoa into 6 different things. That thinker is the rich man. And I am one of those thinkers. Thank you. Thank you.
From the engagement we had with you this morning at the palace, from what we are experiencing now, it means we said you have the wisdom, you have the understanding of the people of the country. She said, now my problem has got to do with the system now. One, it's a youth, no? Like I said, Namia Watoma, youth, no? Thank you. Ghana had our elimination by rough taxes. We have mafias in this country. How secured is the movement? And many to say about registering to a bar. Say a young file elimination by rough taxes because I say we were that is my number one. When you have telecoms, when you have your money permanent, and can ever happen. It's not a whole lot. 2, your security is very paramount to some of us. Ghana had your own. We need to be free. We have to be free. It's about your security. You for now is the island. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's say, all nations and against you, all the other student bodies. Before say, you are missing the opportunity of asking very relevant and thought-provoking questions, because I think opportunity comes but once. So next time when a leader or a politician appear here, you should be resourced enough to put questions. Because look, let me stand up. Look, it was time we removed the octogenarians, the septuagenarians, those old men from the scene. Look, it was time they left the scene. Look, go to the next. Look at what is happening in the world. There is a wind of change blowing politically. All the old are leaving the scene. So we have to erase them before they erase us. Because the youth are being used as a pawn. They come to use pawn. They went P-A-W-N. I don't mean P-O-R-N. Please, let us protect ourselves into the future. Let us meditate quietly, sober reflections Let us look at the states, the nation. Let us look at the resources available to us. Let us look at the population, 32 million. But let us look at the massive resources. Some of the resources have not even been discovered yet. Are we going to allow the old politicians to sell our future? Please, let us think. Critical thinking. Please, let us erase both them out. Any old man who comes to the political scene must be voted out.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think he's answered some of the questions, but the first one is very important. That they would use rough tactics. As you see, when the new force started, we don't have rough tactics, but we have smooth strategies. We started by introducing you to a mask. You started looking for us. You found us. Our first spokesperson was a foreigner. You started talking about it. Our first event was the convention of 4 great leaders from 4 different countries in Africa that not even the president of Ghana, Nigeria, and Togo, when you put them together, they cannot bring those 4 people here. We brought them. So I know that my investment is in the youth. And I want to say it here, that whatever tactics that is coming, you are my answer. You are my hope. Your voice is going to rise up. I am indoctrinating the force into the people of this nation. So come December or come November, if they try just to take the youth out like what our brother is saying, the youth will arise again. They have to ask the leaders that we have to be fair. And then they are also going to be legal support. That even if we have to take EC to court to make this whole country stand still until the right thing is done, we will do it. Because if we don't, they are taking us for a ride. And if they are stopping me, and you think I'm intelligent and smart, please, the next 6 that is coming is going to be the same thing. Which means we will never get out of this trouble. This year, we are getting out of this trouble. And my security, I think that it's you people too. Listen, don't kill yours. You see, the most leaders from our society, black people, they were killed by black people. But somebody else behind the black person fixed it. He turned you to a Judas. Now, you see how many of us have killed our own. From Malcolm X to Martin Luther to Kwame Nkrumah to even Bob Marley said that how long would they stand and watch our people get killed whilst we stand and watch? How long should we stand and watch our prophets get killed whilst we stand and watch? We need to change that. Gaddafi was one of my favorite people. They took him out. His own people. I think that the time has come that we stop this. This is a new revolution. This is a new force. There are some bodies that is like spirits. God has sent us here for a purpose. You want to know about my life? How many people try to kill me? How many people try to take me off? And I'm even acting like I haven't seen the devil, but I can see him right in front of me. I can tell a killer by the look of their eyebrow. I am coming like David. That anybody that wants to be their Goliath, they are welcome. Because when God prepares you to go for war, he doesn't give you knives, he doesn't give you guns, but he gives you brains, he gives you grace, he gives you a lot of things. And even when you're not there, you become the case study for how humanity should be prevailed and should move on. So I believe that with your support, your belief, and your spirit behind me, I'm protected. You are my security. Thank you.
Okay, and I also I feel pain for no asamba ko obisa papa no ho obisa nana Kwame Bediako no asem bia me odi asampa edamakoma so yi papa na obi biara na opega na nkanko obi bi opega na mpuntuo no ewose saasam no da na akoma so na se wo a wo bompaye no fa nana Kwame Bediako ko bi ya yegu nsa yeye efrise na ne bambo ehia oman na yetimu no yewo ewudifo ankasa ewo mu a because of power mbeko extreme miles aye niema bi nana Kwame Bediako anu ye a ode baaye no ese efata pa oya buburo kosia no baade no so obeye no enseda nanso no eye mase ye hina ye beta na chi because omudi adi empe fa hodo bebre ntina Africa eda so si apinie Muhammad Gaddafi hwe Gaddafi wansama You see, Mamma, what we see near my bisu. You see, I am not Debia Mekase. Oh my Ghana, Africa, Debia and Biba. You shall hear free. Na sayaba, ne repeat. Sadi way air happen in the Sahara. Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger. I think say Enra, and I say neya. Boko Haram for there's the word that they yusu, but me no anybody be free aba. Attack Burkina also Burkina. This Boko Haram for no etu omo ama na nkuni na eba Wagadugu and Ibrahim Traore ban so anu so akwanka pushi and schools omo krosu yina no omo then we be schools no and all of a sudden one of the northern region part of Burkina no ya twash almost wa say nema then Ibrahim Traore and the squad also rush in to rush in CNA ne sa international broadcast body no the way omusi a portrait ade na fe de omutro okoya obon omutro say Burkina soldiers na air attack ne nkofo won nti omba publishing sa nti we ya advice bi a me de sa video no baba say ne be ya me ndinko but me sure say advice bi a we need not to listen to this westerners no on media no ye per research bi a ye concrete praise na research no but ye ba so say ye man na ye timu ankasa nso no ye journalists for ne ade no nsem they don't even investigate Omaro say Oma wan ebisa na Kwame Bediako say without the PhD ni ade obe commande but mo na mukuta PhD ni degree kra no you don't know how to do your investigation bibia na mo publish and no so kra kan obi na ya na ma na e bibia o and the media no so ka bibia aya ye follow then we go to follow these people then they will brainwash us and na Kwame Bediako kan no intino we need to support our mind, we need to support our own, we need to stop killing our people. Yeah, because this westerners no to me eliminate a great people now they pass through us. Abusia maybe I don't know. I think say my one video na can na me de wo esi ha no everybody ne pa ye be se hia ne di ko mo biem na Kwame Bediako de me say wa wo mpe na asem no na wo mpo my Ghana yie anase na wa dwen na wo form anase se bi se bio uye nipa nso adwen da witiri mu no aboa adwen mo fa nchem se makasa ati drum me bia o se yese na e ka no kra no fa ntem nka bi mu a makra.
I also work at Abuso. I repair CRRs. Okay. My question is, what are you going to do for we, the workers at Abuso? Because as a youth, after say what's new, you cannot even like shop for Abuso. Shops at Abuso are very expensive. No government shops are one. There's nothing like that.
What is your question?
So my question is, what are you going to do for people in Abuso?
Thank you. Okay. All right, and then the other man asks culture. So make sure you add. No, it's added. Culture policy. You can sit down. Please wait. Let me answer the question. Please, Abuso is a spare parts place. Listen, we're already talking about duties. The duties are very expensive. All of these things. You know, we keep importing cars. The cars are way too many. They're not even fitting on our roads anymore. I believe in industrialization, and I think that the future of the people of Abuso is because they can fabricate the steels of the same spare parts that they are bringing from outside. Some people in Togo are doing this. Some people in Nigeria, as I speak, are fabricating spare parts. Yes or no? So we need to just go into industrialization and learn to fabricate some of these parts, learn to build our own cars, and this business will transform. This whole thing will transform because we're dependent on spare parts and we're dependent on fitters when we can become mechanics instead of fitters. Okay, we want to repair cars when we can become builders of cars. I want to elevate the country to that level. And then culture policy, I think is very, very important that our culture should be part of our businesses. Our culture should be part of our governance. Our culture should be part of everything that governs this country. It's very important because if you take the culture out, it's like a Greek culture. The agric is one thing, the culture is another thing. Once you take the culture out, you only have agric. You're only going to farm for cocoa seeds and you will not know how to culturize the seed. So culture is very important. We need to make sure we segment that into everything that we're doing. This is just the mindset of being an industrialist. That's all I'm preaching. Please.
We did outside, be a businessman. As some I'm a person you Juma, 18 hours. Say, you now, nyame yɛ ato nyame na yi wo ɔkɔfo na wo bɛ wa ha wɔ ani a wo bɛ sɛ wo baabi a wo firi no wo firi akyi papaapa nyankopɔn na yi wo ba eti yɛ bɛsrɛ sɛ kofo dua ha wɔyɛ sɛ ne brɛ paa adwuma wɔn bi osu wɔn bi adwuma yɛ adwuma sɛ sɛ wɔn bi ba ne bi sa
actually from the hairdresser. Now, Obia car is I tell you say school. But hairdressers they have a pound for. Yes, you pay on who about to her. Girls live a bray, I was street are. All person miss you, don't get from strong community member. Make all the very born, all person will come who crowd. And it's in the say yes, you're trouble, mamma. And you're not real fear and I am Kagana.
Okay, all right. So I'll just answer the first two. The answer is very simple. It's the same industrial problem. Because Obu Peduma, Omu Yeduma, Omu Yeduma. Obi Okra, as you saw, talk with China, as I was in the massive. Now, you know, I don't want to do a I use my produce here. Say, I industrialize a money ember. Any problem? You can see a Okra say you need industrial sensor, a Juma ember. I don't want to present the question. I think that we're repeating some of the questions. It's the same thing, please.
So, please, my name is Godfrey Watson. I've been following your thoughts, and I think when you went to Kumasi, you made mention of getting the seed from Accra to Kumasi, which has set the country much ablaze. But most of the Ghanaians think it's a fallacy, which I think will become a reality. Because from Accra to Kumasi, there are a lot of important Atlantic rivers that links to Kumasi. And even the Atlantic Ocean, there is a thread that passes through Techiman, which can get the seed to Kumasi. So I'd like you to give a detailed explanation of how you are going to drive the sea from Accra to Kumasi. And also, please, do agriculture and tourism, which now we are blessed. What are your plans to make sure that we
Thank you very much. All right, so, yes.
Thank you. My name is Eric. I overheard you, but what my brother said concerning the sea issue.
No problem, the same thing.
No, not the same thing. I'm on point. Okay. Yeah, Nana, as I was saying, when you made mention of a lot of things, still, with the youth of Koforidua, as I said earlier, unemployment is our problem. And we are suffering.
All right, thank you.
So I saw a video about this kind of Asian taxes. So I've done my personal research and saw that a lot of Ghanaians do those car making and all that. So I want to know if you are going to invest in these local cars and all those.
Yes. Good. Thank you. All right. So let me start from the young guy's question about dredging and the sea and what I'm going to do about that. And I think the second thing that you said was what was I going to do about agriculture and tourism. All right, so all the three things that he mentioned falls directly into one decision that I've made, and is dredging. Now, when you look at the water bodies that he's talking about, all of these water bodies has been lying down for a good 100 years. There is no leader ever that has come to power that has ever thought of connecting the water. The waters are supposed to be married. That's why they're there. Nobody has opened it up to give us a water transportation. I decided, my decided said, now me connecting so now. When I open it, I just take the debris out and I look at the map around the country. Maybe in so debiano. Me connect here. Me be a acronym. And you what Techimana? Who bet me up and so I could do Ivory Coast border. Sahaba or what? 500 containers and so open the Kwame Bediako. And so there a secret Nyankopon Ediama ye okrom ha ye nyusu ye. Enti wo be hwe kra no. Ye borders nyina Ghana border, Togo border, Benin border, Ivory Coast border. Ni nyina border ni ane nsuo nie. Na ade na kosi broni no nsuo na odidi agro. Because ho unoma wo betwe nyina ho na ode befa. Enti nsuo no secret bi wo ho. Ye nyusu ye. That's one. Two. Se mi biesa nsuo kwan ya. Ebi ba be fa ko foridi a kire ha ba bi. Wo hu mountains. Wo hu greens. When no maybe wo ho a umfa ho krada. New cities, new development. And to your answer about tourism, I'm answering it because that will be a new tourism. Obi to boat to so no obi hu mountain, no obi hu waterfall, no hu farm. And we cry obi to me hu and more bushes. Tourism. And to say, I've made it easier for you to move around your country. From Volta Lake, it's connecting you to Kumasi. It's connecting you to Tamale. River Pra, River Tano. is connecting you to Cape Coast Sea, and that is connecting you to Kumasi. And you one road BM and say munyina mutwika awoso. Na articulator nam so, na Tico nam so, na Uber nam so, na petrol tank nam so. One road Abba. Enti me BM adwene awo baby a. Ade ebesesa na mama mo, and obi say agriculture. Science wo na make no. And no one ebesa irrigation. Irrigation is the technological way to industrialize our agriculture. Now we are agriculture. Now we are a normal over 1,000 hectares. Now this irrigation system will come from the water. This irrigation system will come from the same water. And a man best sano, and I say a man baby muno. And when he say me kase me ba be roads a mama. By the time I menya 10 roads, 5 on each side. Any beauty mempo. Until me starting industrialization, and I'm preparing for your logistics. It's called logistics. And a normal befa. Now go baby. Ebeka go run Nigeria. Ebeka go run Togo. Ebeka go run Ivory Coast. Yenya sense no contactor. Now yetimi industrialize your product. We have become the strongest country on the continent. We will become the #1 supplier, the #1 industrialist, the #1 in everything. This is what I came to do. And you will remember me. Because even 50 years from now, when anybody ventures to connect any water, you are going to remember Nana Kwame Bediako, the one that said you bring Mami water in the sea. And bring that Mami water out of the sea and connect it to Kumasi. You will remember me. Because great knowledge and great ideas stays with us for centuries. And that's what I have. I have a great vision. That's why they're debating the topic. Because some more crying, actually, my dreams say, now we cry then a young dream. Actually, not dreams. I feel you're seeing ye. And so, more Dubai, yebi. More England, or my yebi. More Pakistan, Egypt, Obia yebi. The baby, Omukrum. And a ferry in Namso, canals, and Sua, just a who tourism. Okokra, a man for plane cock, Echo Shensuo. Near Soya, water sports. Nina, a dredging. And Tigana, Miss Ramo. Baby, I don't know Yesusa. Yawamera, yanim. Mama, my penny phone, Dada, and quite even Swadra and Kotukete. Say, I ain't me yet, but I don't blame them. Because they're not used to development. They're not used to development. I am used to development, both social development and human development. I am used to it. Yes. So that's, as for today, I think the last person asked the question. But his question, the one before him is the same thing, industrialization. Ghana made cars. Again, it's a vehicle, so we can classify it as a car. It's a tricycle. Again, how do you make a car? The metal, all those things that is going to go in the car, the fabrication and everything, is industrial. That is just your answer. Say video camera, say drums when I open the electric be shared, and then boom, 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 boom. Bibia will come from the industrialization. That is the way. That is my policy. I want to use this moment to thank you very much for this very, very listening tour. It's been very interactive. The people of Koforidia, the leaders, the teachers, the women. I will never forget that mother that came here. She's touched my heart today. She's one of the people that is going in my books. And she's going to make me work 10 times harder and think 1,000 times more of how I can resolve this solution. But you have me and I have you. And I want to rest assure you that this is my 16th regional tour. And right after this, I'm going to prepare myself to do a 275 constitutional constituencies and districts. I will visit everywhere in Ghana. I want to know what the people are going through. I want to understand their pain. And I want to find a solution to ease their pain. I am here for you. I go by the name Nana Kwame Bediako, also known as Freedom Jacob Caesar. And I'm your servant. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's good to see you again.
I'd like to honor you.